Good evening, everybody. It's Shane, and I am in the Flight Factor 777F. Let me get this going here. Let's see. So tonight I'm going to be flying from Cincinnati to what's up, Alexandra? How you doing? I'm going to be flying from Cincinnati to Tokyo Narita. Now I'm not going to stream the entire flight because that's 13 hours. So I'm not going to subject you to that. But what I do want to cover is the hey, good evening, welcome aboard. I do want to cover the takeoff portion of this because we're going to be doing a max takeoff weight departure out of Cincinnati here, and I've never flown this particular aircraft with that weight before, so I'm kind of curious how it's going to handle the acceleration, the handling, how much runway we eat up, the climb performance, all that stuff's going to be good. So currently we're fueling up the aircraft. We've got the main deck cargo loaded up, almost done on the bottom. Got about 130,000 pounds of fuel left to put on. We'll go ahead and press on with the setup of the FMC and final cockpit preparation checklist. So real quick, let's go ahead and grab some weights here. Obviously that's going to move a bit forward here as we put on more fuel. But our zero fuel weight is 485.4, and our CG summary 27.1 on the takeoff. And that's how we have the aircraft loaded tonight. Okay, let's press on with the FMC setup. So we're going to use a company route here. So let's go KCVG RJAA 01. Hey, there it is. And what are we planning for landing at this time at Narita? 3-4 left. That could change, but we'll go ahead and factor that in. We'll plan for the ILS 3-4 left from Tyler. We may have to change it tomorrow when we get into Tokyo. When maybe change or something else. Reroute. But we'll go ahead and plan for that now. So departure, arrival should be the SIPO KT. Alright, and looking for the ILS 3-4 left. From Tyler. Alright, let's review the route. There's 12 pages of this stuff, so that looks good. Let's go ahead and activate. Let's go to performance. So our zero fuel weight is 45.8. And let's take a glimpse at the flight plan here before we go any further. So tonight, our takeoff weight will be max 766,800. Landing weight will be 520 at Tokyo tomorrow. We got quite a few step climbs we need to execute here, which we'll put those in. Max fuel, block fuel for this flight is 282, 350. We're really stretching it, man. Yeah, I like doing long hauls overnight because I get to sleep for 8 hours of that, right? Final reserve yields 21.8, and our cargo on board tonight is 177.7. Hey, cost index is going to be 170. I'll write that down. Okay. Initial cruise will be 280. Cost index 170. Final reserve is 21.8. Insufficient fuel noted, because we're still putting fuel on right now. I think what I might do at this point to expedite this, we're going to go ahead and finish it up quickly. There we go. Now we got all the fuel on and we're done with that stuff. Okay, thrust limit. I ran some numbers on SimBrief because it works good for me. I don't think it is. I don't know how accurate SimBrief is. It's close enough for me though. For my purposes, it works fine. Alright, so we have basically winds calm, runway 27 departure, flaps 5, max power takeoff. That'll be fun. Alright, cool. Max power takeoff. So we'll leave that blank. Leave that blank. Flaps 5. CG is 27. V1 173. Rotate 183. Man, look at these speeds. This is crazy. This is fast. 185. Alright, cool. Legs on the left. Takeoff on the right. The FMC is programmed for flight. Okay. Final cockpit preparation checklist. IFR clearance. There's no ATC on in this area right now, so we don't have an IFR clearance, but I do have squawk code 2611. 2611. Okay, radios. Let's get the CTEF frequency here for CVG. One 18.3. Set. Radios are set for departure. Fuel quantity. 282.4 is checked. FMC is confirmed. Flight directors. Auto throttle. MCP airspeed, we're going to set that for 185. MCP heading, let's grab that from the departure. The Leviate. Okay, 276. Okay. Okay, altitude 280. And altimeters 3008. And on the standby. (3008) is set. Auto brakes. RTO. Wixer. Okay. Lower MFD. Status. APU. Start. APU gen on. Alright, departure briefing. Alright, let's take a look at the weather first here at Cincinnati. It was 19 minutes ago. Information X-ray 0352. Wind is calm, 8 statute mile visibility, sky clear, temperature 3, dew point 2, altimeter 3008, departing runway 27. And current weather at Narita, which is going to change obviously. We get the TAF later. The wind is 340 at 9 with rain. Few clouds of 1,000 feet, broken to 1,500. So currently weather is marginal VFR. And that's going to change in about 12 hours. I had the forecast, but it doesn't really matter because you guys may not be here when I land there anyway. So, situation: we are currently on the ground at Cincinnati, down here at the DHL ramp. We are going to push the tail facing south, and then we're going to taxi down taxiway Sierra, left onto Mike, right at Mike 1, and depart on 27, full length on the Levy 8 departure. Instructions for 27 are climb on heading 276 to 1,400 feet, then direct to Bonnley. Then on track 277 to Newsom, and on track 298 to Mummy. Alright, no real crossing restrictions to worry about here. What are the threats? Well, this is a max takeoff, max weight takeoff. So obviously, hot brakes in the event of a rejected takeoff. We really cannot afford to miss our V1 speed, right? We're extremely heavy, so if we don't reject the takeoff before V1, we are taking this thing into the air unless it just will not fly, you know. So absolutely strict adherence to the V1 speed. We are going at V1 no matter what, unless again the wing falls off or something crazy like that, which is unlikely to occur. Alright, let me catch up on the chat here. Yeah, the MD11 1.15 update is massively great. I love it. Yeah, JFK, I gotta tell you, man, JFK ATC is very scatterbrained, dude. They come and go. Javon, X-Plane to me has a much better feel than Microsoft Flight Simulator. The graphics are not as good, so Microsoft Flight Sim looks a lot better. Not a lot better, it looks a bit better. But the planes feel better in X-Plane. You have inertia, you just have a better feel when you're flying the plane. Microsoft Flight Simulator to me feels like you're flying an arcade game. Like your Xbox, like it's made for an Xbox controller. It kind of is. So X-Plane, I'm all about X-Plane. So if Center was online, I would go up to, well, yeah, I mean, I'd set it to the top altitude. So if Center was online, what I would do is I would set my altitude to the top altitude of the departure, which is 5,000 feet, expecting higher after that, but there's no ATC on tonight, so we're just going to go ahead and plan on climbing right up to our initial altitude. Okay. A couple things I need to do here that I forgot to do was the step climbs. We need to get those in. So let me show you what that is. We need to set the step climb to 0. Now in the legs page, we're going to go ahead and enter the step climbs in accordance with the flight plan here. So they're up here. DUTEG, Linux, Mark, Newsan, NUBDA. So the first one's going to be at DUTEG. And there it is. So I'm going to put in 300S. Next one's going to be at Lexox, which is 320. 320S. Next one's going to be at Mark. That's flight level 340. Next one's going to be at Nuzzen, which is only a 1,000 foot step climb. 350S. And the last step climb we have is going to be at NUBDA. And that'll take us up to 360. And that's as high as we're going to get tonight. All the slip climbs are in. Much better. Okay. Doors, windows. Closed. External power. Off. Chain control. Hydraulics. Fuel pumps. Recirc fans. Let's get the temp controls. Let's go. Packs. Trim air. Isolation valves and bleed valves are all on. Lower MFD. Engine mode. Parking brake. Set. Oh. Alright, Wilcox's age. Let's go ahead and clear all that now. Okay, that's clear. That's clear. Wilcox and age are removed. Beacon light on. ACARS is on. Push to start.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright. How we doing here?
Okay. All doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So what I got here is Honeycomb Bravo with some really cool aftermarket additions to the throttle quadrant, and then I got a Thrustmaster Airbus sight stick over here that I use for my steering tiller, and a Honeycomb Alpha for the yoke.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Actually, we're gonna go about here. That'll do it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright guys, ready? Let's do it. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's just check to make sure there's nobody else here. Because if there's anybody here, I want to make sure I make the appropriate calls. But if there's nobody here at CVG, I'm not going to just talk to myself, right? Nope, nobody here. So I will not be making calls since we are by ourselves. Alright crew, let's go.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Alright crew, starting the right engine. Rotation, N2. Fuel on. Positive oil pressure. Okay, you got a good light, fuel flow, EGT. Okay, you can start on right engine, starting left. Okay, rotation and 2. Oil pressure's coming up. Fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, after start checklist, engine wing anti-ice not required at this time. APU is off. And we'll stand by for ground signal. Taxi checklist. Flaps set for takeoff. Flaps 5. Stamp trim. 6 degrees. Or 6 units. That trim set. Takeoff data V1 173, rotate 183, V2 185. Takeoff thrust setting 107.7, N1, that is maximum power. That's everything we got. We're giving her all she's got. Transponders on.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Bye man, we'll see you, bye. Hey, hand signal's good. Hey, taxi light, runway turn off. Light controls. Ailerons left. Ailerons right. Elevator up. Elevator down. Rudder left. Rudder right. Light controls check free and clear. Taxi check. Taxi clearance. We are clear for taxi. So we're gonna pull up straight ahead, make a right turn, make a left onto Sierra over here. Okay, departure briefing, no updates. Let's ready. We're ready to go. Alright, let me dim some lights in here. Alright, there we go. Alright crew, let's do it. Okay, nozzle steering, left, right, brakes. And left turn here. So far, so good. Aircraft taxis well. Heavy.
Cincinnati traffic, Southwest 1151 is going to be 30 miles to the southeast. We're going to be inbound on the Gavin 7 arrival 436 right, Cincinnati traffic.
And Cincinnati traffic, Giant 1068 heavy, taxi to runway 27 via Sierra Mike 1. Oh, since I got traffic on the frequency, might as well do it right. Okay. Before takeoff checklist, lower MFD. Recall, nothing. VNAV, LNAV. Going uphill a little bit. I do fly Airbus. Yes, I have I like TOLUS. I fly the A321 CEO and the Neo. Thanks, man. I think it'll be fine. It's gonna go well. Yes, I do fly Airbus, so and I like it. That's why I got the sight stick over here. Oh, and I'm gonna be putting out a video in the next day or two about the Airbus throttle mod that I got from Flight Sim Factory. I'm gonna do a review of it. It does feel heavy on the ground. Yes, it does. It takes a lot more thrust to get it to move than normal, but that's what I would expect. That should be our intersection there. Alright, exterior lights on, Wixer on, takeoff clearance. Ooh, now that's some ground clutter. Hold on. Let's turn that gain down a bit, huh? Okay. Cincinnati traffic. Giant 1068 heavy departing runway 27, Levy 8 departure. Alright, crew, let's take the runway. Well, I'll show you how to do it right.
Approaching 27. On runway 27.
Alright crew, here we go. So, max power takeoff, max takeoff weight. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring the power up, stabilize, hold the brakes, set takeoff thrust, and right as the engines are about to hit the max power, I'll let go of the brakes. So we have as much thrust as possible to get moving here. Clock's running. Let's do it. Okay. Set takeoff thrust.
Cincinnati traffic, southwest 1151 on the
Brakes released.
left, 36 right, Cincinnati traffic. And we're 10 mile final.
Okay, thrust set. 80 knots, hold. Rotate.
Feet remaining.
Oof. Okay. Thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. Took a lot of elevator to get it to come off the ground. That's why we kind of got a little fast on the runway there. Alright, flaps one. It's like climb speed 260. Alright, flaps up. Yeah. Takes a little too much elevator to get it to come off the ground.
Cincinnati traffic, Southwest 1151, clear 36 right. Cincinnati traffic.
Okay, autopilot's gonna come on 10,000 feet. Autopilot's on. Let's go VNAV speed. Pitch it for 319. At the takeoff checklist, landing gears up. Flaps are up. Recall is checked and exterior lights. I would say the only thing that seemed a little not so great was the amount of elevator it needed to get the aircraft to start rotating, but then it took off on me really fast. Right? It wasn't a very smooth rotation rate. It was kind of a lot of elevator, and as soon as the nose came up, it really came up. So we got really fast because I was trying not to over rotate. But because it took so long to get the nose to come up, we kind of got a lot of airspeed, I guess you could say. Okay, 16,000. Okay, transition altitude. Cross check at 190 for RVism. Cross checked. At the takeoff checklist complete. Okay, flight level 210, heading at the 280.
Taxi draft number 1320, taxiing to Concourse Alpha via Mike Sierra Romeo. That's it.
Hey, 240, 4,000 to go. Jeez, man. Hey, 1,000 to go. Alright, crew, leveling off at flight level 280. There you have it. We are now on the road. Our first step climb will be coming up here at Duteg, which is 600 nautical miles. I'll be on crew rest by the time we get to that. I did not put in any of the wind data right now because I just didn't feel like dealing with it. I'm waiting for that to be automated because it's a pain in the butt to enter the wind for these waypoints. It is not an enjoyable experience, so I just don't do it. I trust that my flight plan will equal out to the appropriate amount of fuel when I get there. But yeah, so let's just debrief what we did here tonight. Hey, Fox, nice to see you, man. Man, girl, lady. It's been a while. Glad to see you around. How's Palm Springs? This flight, let's take a look at the flight plan here. This flight is going to be about 13 hours, 25 minutes. Although we did take off a little bit late, so we took off about 20 minutes late. Thanks, Samantha. We got a long way to go. Anyway, let's debrief what we did here. I know, I'm on the other side of the mountains from you, and it was really nice. My daughter had a soccer game in Paris today, and the mountains had snow. San Gabriel's and the San Bernardino Mountains and Big Bear, San Jacinto. Everything's got snow. It looks so nice right now. I'm ready for the cold weather. It's been so hot this summer and fall. Anyway, so max power, max weight takeoff. That was uneventful, other than the fact that I felt like we needed a lot of elevator to get the aircraft to rotate. Oh, and that nose did unstick. I felt like it kind of took off on me, so that's something I need to work on my technique, I guess. Taxiing the aircraft was fine. Needed a little more thrust than normal, but not excessive. So this aircraft seems perfectly fine. Doesn't seem that big of a deal to fly when it's very heavy. So yeah, we'll see how we do when we land at. Yeah, nice, good, breezy weather. Just for fun, what is our estimated landing weight and stuff like that? Man, that's crazy. Look at this. Estimated landing weight, 520,000 pounds, and the approach speed is only 147. The MD-11 is nowhere near this at max landing weight, and its approach speeds are literally 20 knots faster. It's so crazy how much a good wing will do for your speeds, right? Anyway, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and log off now and let this aircraft fly. I'm gonna go to the crew rest in the supernumerary area behind us. Bust open that crew rest bunk right there. And I may or may not stream the arrival at Tokyo tomorrow. So, we'll see. In the meantime, you guys have a great evening. Thanks for being here for this. It was a lot of fun. Get you on the next one. Bye-bye.